Hello, and welcome to Eastgate Community Church. We are so glad you've joined us to listen to this message from our weekend encounter. We pray you are encouraged by what you are about to hear.
I think I could just stay in this place. Just not move. Lord's offering an invitation for us to move in to things that He's made a way for. So I encourage you to move in, step in. Because your dad's a good dad. He's for you and He's not against you. So I'm going to hand it off to Jonathan. He'll share some more. Yeah, let's just not check out on the Lord. We are going to stay in this place. Just let you find it. Just thank you, Lord, for your presence and for your goodness. God, I thank you that every time we come into your presence with awareness that there's always so much more of you. I thank you, Lord, that we haven't even begun to see who you really are, what you're really like. We've only caught glimpses, we've only caught shadows and what could be's of who you are, and your love and your compassion and your kindness and your faithfulness and your justice. So we even ask that you just increase our awareness of your presence, Lord, as we tonight just press in and lean into you. You would increase just our senses, our spiritual senses, Lord, as we set our eyes on you and we even practice what it's like to hear from you, to walk with you, to lean into you, to not disengage from you. Just invite your presence, Lord, and invite your presence like it is around your throne. Rachel, if she'd stay up here and just kind of play through tonight. So tonight will be a little bit different, and this is our disciple training time together. And so tonight, really, try to make it practical, try to make it something that we can actually walk out and do. And so tonight, the practical walking out is literally like just how to stay engaged with the Lord. Like we're so trained, we've trained ourselves to like connect in and disconnect. Like worship's over, sit down, like you disconnect. And it's like we never have to leave that place with him. There's ebbs and there's flows. There's like, you guys know, you've been walking with the Lord. It's like sometimes it's just like power fire in your face. You can't get up. And other times it's like, man, where are you? But the reality is, he's right there. And I think for me, this is where this is coming from. You just check out and disengage and just step away when he's right there. And if in those moments where it's like, man, I don't feel anything, if you just lean in a little bit more, not out of striving or trying to do anything, but just because he is available to us and he's never not available to us, and just leaning in. So if you're on fire, oh my gosh, you can't hardly get off the floor, awesome, tonight will be really fun. And if you're just like, I am not there at all, don't even know who I am right now, this is weird, just encourage you, especially you guys that are part of Eastgate. Let's even practice tonight leaning into his presence. I have a couple things I want to share, but Dan's and so this whole time when we're going, if you continue to dialogue with the Lord, you hear what he's saying, if you engage, this is not me, everyone sit and look at me, we're just going to go and flow, and I don't know what will happen, but you just engage with him. I know he wants to work and move in us. And so Dan's dream was really encouraging to me about not process, because that's exactly what I felt like tonight, is don't prepare. Don't prepare. And I don't know, I feel like he gave me a little bit. He let me write out just a swirl, but I don't have like a message. We don't have start and end, and I'm not really sure. But it was don't prepare, and I feel like I have, and I think us as believers, we've processed all the nutrients out of him. So we have like this microwave dinner that's looks like him, but nothing. He's not in it. Like there's nothing left of him in it, and so there's nothing wrong with preparation. That's where I feel like he has us, and even like with your dream, I feel like there's some confirmation for me tonight. That's what we're going to do, and so that's encouraging to me too, because my whole deal is, Lord, this is either going to be amazing or it's going to be really terrible, and we're just going to spend about 10 minutes being terrible, and then we'll close it out and go home. But if the Lord's speaking that here, he's speaking that through Dan, he's speaking that through you guys, I feel like the whole point wasn't just like manipulate him into moving, but it's like, man, there's so much of him that's available, and I feel like we just barely even scratch the surface. In the second that there's not like an immediate emotional reaction or manifestation or feeling, it's like, oh well, that's fine, and just go back to TV. It's like, man, what about just the lingering, and what about just the sitting, what about just the pushing a little bit more into him and see what he wants to do. And so that's what we want to do. And tonight, I've been wrestling, and even today I was wrestling with what this thing means of like, or come, or I invite you in, or come and rest here. It's like, and then you hear all the things, well, like, you can't ask for the Lord to come because he's here, he's already here, how are you asking him to come here? But I just felt like he was speaking. There's a lie that we cannot be closer to God than we are right now because he's already come. And it's like, man, if you've ever been in a more intense level of presence than you currently live in, you know there's way more available from the Lord. But we do, like, I sit down and say, well, am I by myself, Lord, come and invite you, and it's just that nagging lie of like, he's already here, how could you, so I just want to start off by exposing some of those lies that I've thought through, and I feel like I hear them sometimes, and I get there's another side to that, and I'm totally fine. But for our purposes tonight, there's more. We want to push into more of him. The other lie is that we can't ask or invite him to come because he's like apparently already here in his full glory, even though it's not true. There's levels that we want to push. And then I feel like he was speaking, and it's like rooted in, we think because something's available that we've accessed it, or that we have possessed it, or that we've obtained it. Like, I feel like he's available, and the question is not whether he's available or not, but it's, have you obtained it? Have you stepped into it? Have you walked it out? Have you walked into him? Are you living in that reality of that understanding? So he's available, but I don't in many ways think that we've fully stepped in or always stepped in. And so tonight I just want to share on what it looks like to live before him, live out from him. We've been doing these prayer sets, and it's so good. So we have Sunday and then Tuesday morning, Sunday service. We have Tuesday morning, that's 2 hours long, a prayer set from 6 to 8. We have Wednesday night, and then tomorrow and Thursdays during lunch we have a prayer set, and then we start over, and we're just going to be adding more. In like 2 months, we're going to have, 12, at a minimum, 12 hours a week of prayer. And so we're like, baby, we're about to pop, we're about to quadruple in this. So just in this little bit that we've been doing, just coming before him, and like 30 minutes is awesome. 45 minutes is amazing. An hour is like, wow, man, I'm so spiritual. And then like an hour and 15 minutes, like, oh no, I don't have anything else to say. An hour and 30 minutes, like, oh my God, we have 30 more minutes. And, that's like been the progression of dear Lord. And so just sitting and like waiting. And I can't, on Tuesday morning, it's been me because it's really early, and it's just a couple of us that are willing to get in bed early, I think. But up here, it's just me, and it's really hard to play guitar. My fingers like really, really, really hurt. I was telling Tom my biceps super, super sore just from strumming like up and down for 2 hours. My legs hurt because I'm standing up. But man, there's just something like super, super powerful. Just in a couple weeks or month plus that we've been doing it, is when you linger and when you stay much longer than I would have before. Man, it's like you hit that kind of dead spot where like, Lord, I'm out. And then you just stay just a second, a little bit more, and it's like he opens up this whole other place, and then you just kind of like fall into this big room. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was getting smashed up against the wall. There's this whole world, and then you get up to the end of that, and you're like, oh my gosh, Lord, I don't know if I have any more. And then it's like he drops the wall, and there's this whole other place right there for us to go. And man, he's just been speaking things and saying stuff I don't even understand. Just singing in the spirit and beginning to sing stuff or think stuff or see stuff, or just kind of it bubbling up, and then you go with it, and we're like, I get done, I'm like, I don't even know if that's in the Bible. Like the more I sing about fountains and fountains this and fountains that, and we may talk about some of that tonight. I'm like, I don't even know what that is, and I go back and I'm just reading, and it's like I'm finding it and seeing it. Oh, it's literally, I've never seen it before. I've never heard anyone preach this thing, that his judgments are like mountains, and his judgments are like the deep waters, and it's just crazy. Whenever you sit in that place and just be with him, he starts like revealing secrets. He starts revealing stuff. And if you're a part of Eastgate, we do things a little bit different. And sometimes I think it can be easy to think like we're better or we're spiritual because we have, some people have 15-minute worship. Could you imagine 15-minute worship? Oh my gosh, we do like 45 minutes minimum. We do an hour, and it's amazing, and I love it, and it's powerful, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But it's like, what happens whenever your old 15 minutes becomes your new hour long? And now you just have a new normal. And so I don't think wherever we are, whatever format it is, this doesn't change or excuse the fact that you eventually have to continue to push and have to go into them. Because we were used to, at another time, where the Lord had us, and he did have us there, we were used to a certain way of doing things. You come in here, it's like, man, it's just wide open. Like I heard something one time that I was like, I want to do that, and I had no idea what that would look like, but it's looking a lot like this. But it was what happens when believers, when you go buy a field, and then you prepare the field, you go take all the rocks up, you do all the prep work, you get all the stumps out, and the sole purpose of you doing that was preparing a place for other people to come and then just drop their seed right in the ground, or drop their foundation and raise a building right up. And it's like, instead of having to come and develop something, people get to come and just like right away just go to work and doing whatever it is that the Lord's called them to do. And so that's what we've done. I feel like even in the format and the structure that we have, it just does something when people when believers have been used to one way of doing it, and you bring them into like tripling the time that they're sitting before the Lord one day a week, and there's just exponential growth because we prepared a place. It's a little bit strange, it's a little bit weird at first, and then once you're like, oh, this is fun, like this is a playground, it's like a sandbox where it's going to come and it's all prepared for me, and you can grow and grow and grow. But when you grow, and now it's your new normal, I believe we're not going to have 2-hour worship things on Sunday morning. Like, we just can't keep adding hours to this stuff corporately, even though we will have extended times like our prayer. That's incredible. But I feel like as those of us that belong here, once we hit that new normal, like it's our responsibility to then do that, and then we turn to our own gardens, we tend to our own land in the secret place, and develop and cultivate a place with the Lord. And so I just encourage you, if you don't do that, man, I really feel like there's time. Like now's the time. Now's a great time to start. And it's more than just like that's a good idea, but if you just even ask the Lord if that's something just to extend what your quiet time, what your secret place, whatever you want to call it, but you're set aside, no phone, no whatever, time with the Lord, because I feel like there's a grace to, like, there's an invitation to open up and to extend that and to expand those borders out. And I feel like he's wanting to do something with that. Jealous the Lord is for us. And how I won't go off on beating up our hearts over it, but it's like just hearing that, like, can you not tarry for an hour? Like, can you just stay awake for a little bit with me? We were, when Jeremiah was here, there was another guy that came, and we were out to dinner, and the Lord was just really moving on his heart he was moving on him powerfully, like uncomfortably. Like we were in a restaurant in Rockwell, we were in Trevino's, and the Lord's moving, and the power on the whole block goes out. And like, we looked at the guy like, what are you doing? Like, it's really uncomfortable. Like, he's physically responding to the Lord in a very uncomfortable way. And that gets even more uncomfortable because now there's no sound, there's no music. Like, we're all sitting like as close as you guys are, and he is like totally, say what? He's totally responding to the Lord. And it's like, and it gets really scary. It gets really not just what people think. It got past that because it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, the guy looks like he's totally nuts, like totally, not even just drunk, like, I don't know, insane. Like, he looks absolutely insane. Like, if I was worried of anything, people like calling the cops or like calling like the mental people, like to the ones with the nets. So it's like, okay, well, that was uncomfortable. And then we left and we were at dinner that night, and he started the same thing, and it's like heavier and stronger. But even when we were at lunch, it's like when the Lord's moving, when the Lord's coming, some of what my dad was sharing, when the Lord's moving on someone or moving in an area, it's not just to watch and to think like, oh wow, that's cool, or like, they got the Holy Ghost, or that person fell down, or that person's laughing a lot. It's like, this is what he's been even teaching me, and I think us in the last couple weeks again. But when he's moving, it's an invitation. Like, if he's moving on my dad, or if he's moving on Holly, if he's moving on anyone, you you should look at that and say, that's mine. Or like I can partake in that. And there's, whatever, we could argue about it, but I'm just saying, who cares about the theology? If the Lord's moving and He's available to us, man, it's like, I want that. And I think have been so scared of like, well, is this real? Am I really feeling it? Am I faking it? Or any of that kind of stuff. It's like, is the Lord not good enough just to work? Like, He wants to touch us. He wants to move on us. He wants to invite us in. He wants to do weird stuff. He wants to do fun stuff, because He's not concerned with what people think. He doesn't do things the way people do things. And so there was a moment during that lunch that he's responding. He's feeling the Lord, and you can feel the presence of the Lord. And it just got, I don't know how to say it, but it happened on Sunday again. But I just keep saying it got so thin. And it got so thin where it gets really scary. And it's like, I'm not really quite sure about this right now, like really uncomfortable. And it's whenever, I think it's when just the atmospheres start pushing and something's about to give way. And it got really thin. And it gets really like everything shifts and everything moves, and it's terrifying. It's just like I'm gonna die. Someone's gonna die. I might die. Everything so shifts so much, but it was just like it just hit me like, oh my gosh, it just totally freeze. And he's like, going crazy, and he's going for it. And it really is interesting because he shares some things, but it's like in that moment, totally, literally, like not hyperbolically scared of dying, this that like real thought, like, oh gosh. And at the same time, it's just this call and urge to release the word of the Lord. I mean, there's so many people in that place that probably didn't know Him, and it's like He was there. So that's done, but it's happening so fast, and it's like, man, it's just something I'm not familiar with. All the time I've been in places like that. I mean, I've been in seasons and at times where it was super intense. But you just check out, and for seasons, for years, you just totally check out of responding to Him in that way. And we went to dinner that night, and the Lord started moving in the same way, and it's very legitimate, but it's just like, oh gosh, it's really intense. And He said something that just really stuck with me. I think it was the Lord saying that through Him in the same way. But I mean, you're just not sure what to do, so we're just kind of laughing because it's funny. Like, not laughing at Him like He's an idiot, but just like it's funny when someone's, responding with the Lord, laughing or I don't know. And He kind of got out, like gritted out through just responding to the presence of the Lord and what He was doing. You guys can laugh and you think it's funny, but Jesus is jealous for His bride. It's like, it's not. It's fun and it feels good, but there's like a force and a seriousness and a punch behind what He's doing, even in the fun, even in the laughing and the rolling. There's this dichotomy. There's these two things, and so these two things that He's been sharing with me, and I just want to go through a couple of you. I'll throw a lot of verses out. We won't go through and read all of them, just really for time. So if you want to write them down and go back to them later on and study them, because these are obscure to me, or they were before just kind of the Lord was leading. But there's two things when you sit before Him. In Revelation chapter 4 is where, it's the most obvious one, but there's a couple different things. And so I just turn to that real quick, if you want to, so we can all say we open our Bible. Lord, even as we're doing that, God, we just continue to invite You in and come with us so we can meet with You. Not just good messages, not just services so we can say we did it and go home, but Lord, we just want to meet with You. And so Spirit of wisdom and revelation, would You come and let this just be an atmosphere of revelation where You come and You just pop in and You speak and You make things clear. You just release things, Lord, that You just bring clarity and life and truth. That You'd elevate us, elevate our thinking, elevate our understanding, elevate our senses, Lord, in Your presence. Just press in. Revelations 4 verse 2 says, "At once I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne stood in heaven, and one seated on this throne. And he who sat there had the appearance of jasper and carnelian," which I know is blue and red if I remember right. "And around the throne was a rainbow that had the appearance of emerald. And around the throne were 24 elders, seated on the thrones. Verse 4. "Around the throne were 24 thrones, and seated on the thrones were 24 elders, clothed in white garments, with gold crowns on their head. From the throne came flashes of lightning and rumblings and peals of thunder. And before the throne were burning 7 torches of fire, which had the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like crystal." This is really that verse 5, from the throne came flashes of lightning and rumblings and peals of thunder. There's this like in Psalm chapter 50, if you want to look at that later on, specifically in verse 3. But it talks about that before the Lord is a devouring fire, and around him is a tempest, or like he's in a storm. And I was looking up the word, it's like literally he's like in a tornado. So a couple of these different places you have fire, you have thunder, you have lightning, you have voices, you have a storm, you just have this raging darkness all around him. In Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 4, if you want to look at that later on, Ezekiel describes a mirror image of what John's talking about here in Revelation. He sees this throne come out of heaven, and proceeding before it is fire, and all around it is a storm. You just continue to see this over and over. In 1 Kings, I'd never seen this before. I'd heard someone say it, but a while ago, say it to you. But 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 10, if you look there, Solomon, he's dedicating the temple. So they bring the ark into the temple that they had just finished, that the Lord had told David to build, and then Solomon ended up going and finishing, or starting it and finishing it. They bring the ark in, and when they drop it, the presence of the Lord comes and just blows the temple up with his presence. Not really. He explodes there, and so much that the priests have to leave. Like no one can stay, because he's shown up and he's just manifested his presence. And then Solomon says something that it's like, you just know when you get in these places, you know, like he said that, and he's like, what did I just say? But he says, I built this house for you, for the Lord said, surely he'll dwell in darkness. And it just kind of keeps on going, and it's like, the Lord dwells in darkness. And then Exodus 19 and 20, it's whenever the Lord's delivering the 10 Commandments. And I encourage you to go read that. It's like, read it through the New Covenant lens, because it's just incredible, it's powerful. But the Lord says, I'm coming in 3 days. Everybody get ready. Everyone consecrate yourself. Set yourself apart, because I'm showing up. And so Moses goes and gathers the people, gathers the elders. And again, you have to look at it through the New Testament lens, because it's different now. But it was the rules, and they even had a boundary around where people could come. And then the Lord shows up, and it just describes how he shows up, that he rolls in, and it just gets dark, and then he comes and he sits, and whenever he arrived, like when he sits on the mountain, the fire explodes out of it, and it's deep darkness, and it's swirling all around, and there's lightning and thunder. And it said that trumpets sound out from the darkness, from the glory of the Lord coming and manifesting. It said the trumpet blew, and the trumpets got so loud, like that's most closely, I guess, I couldn't imagine that, but it most closely associated to like what I felt like just recently in that kind of encounter where it just gets super thin, and it's like when you're around something, it gets louder, and it keeps getting louder. It's like, oh my gosh, it keeps getting louder, but it's not man's trumpets, but it's God blowing, or angels or someone blowing the trumpet. And then the Lord invites him up into it, and it says something about how the people didn't want to go up there. It's a little bit different, and it says Moses walked up the mountain into the darkness. But it's just this real dramatic, drastic flashes of lightning and thunder and power and fire, and before him, and it's swirling, and it's like a tornado, and all this kind of intense, powerful, huge stuff. And then we have, this is what this other side of it, which is the Lord wanting, longing, being willing to meet us in intimacy and in like a secret place. And it's like those things aren't separate. They're not like different personalities of the Lord. And just really not wanting to miss what he's wanting to do or try to categorize him in one place or another. I had this dream the other night. I won't go through dream detail things, but it was really interesting. In the dream, like I woke up, or the dream starts, and I was walking down the hallways of this prison, in the prison cell walls, like a prison, the bars, all on either side, and there was just a little young boy, so like, I don't know, 10 or 12, and they were, in these like ratty cloth underwear things, and like really, really rough, like a bunch of kids in prison. And we're walking down there, and I was with me and other people I don't know, and we just walk in there, and then all the doors start to open up, and we all immediately went into a cell, and I just like grabbed one of the young boys and was hugging him, and just started laughing, and it's like joy of the Lord laughing, like it's ridiculous, not fitting for the situation, laughing. And then he starts laughing a little bit, and then like I just remember I grabbed him and we like fell on the ground and we're laughing and rolling a little bit, and then he starts to get delivered. He starts to get set free. He actually starts like manifesting demonic stuff, but it was all in the midst of this laughing. And then I wake up out of it. It was 3 a.m, and I again felt like there's a couple different things that went through my mind, but I thought someone was in our house. I thought someone was in our room, and I know I was not getting up to go check on either of them. It's like there was like terror, but at the same time, there's almost like a flavor to things, and it wasn't evil, because I've dealt with those kinds of things before in fear, but this wasn't fear, but it was like fear of the Lord, like don't get up. Like, and I was like, don't worry about it, I'm not getting up. But it was even like an area of the room I felt like it was even coming from, but it's like just some praying about that and processing through that. Like the Lord gives a dream of ministering joy and being full of the Holy Spirit, and then he couples that with waking up in like holy fear and soberness, and this is not a game and it's not a joke. And it's like, man, I didn't even know what to do with that, like, because I want it to be this way or I want it to be this way, but it's like he just takes both of them and smashes them together. And like I would do both, like my house would be a house of prayer, and then there's Psalm 16:11, in your presence is fullness of joy, and at your right hand there are pleasures forevermore. And then he starts talking about fountains. Starts talking to me about fountains, and like he's a fountain. I remember it was yesterday morning I was singing out, you're a fountain, you're a fountain, you're a fountain. Your judgments are a fountain. Just all this stuff about fountains. Like, oh, what? Okay, I don't understand. Just trying to marry kind of all these things of who he is in the midst of that. And I really believe he's a lot bigger than what we think. He wants to do a lot more than what we expect he would like to do. And he wants to do it in some pretty interesting ways. But all of this, I really feel like it's coming out of this call of just being with him and being called away. And the thing with the fountain was just really interesting to me. I'd like to look up this one verse real quick. Here's that one. This is Psalm 36, in verse 6. It says, your righteousness is like the mountains of God, and your judgments are like the great deep. Which I just thought was cool. Because that's the other part of just praying about. Because it's all about the love of the Lord and the justice of God and the judgments of the Lord, and how beautiful and how perfect and how amazing those are. And like how judgments become a bad word, even in the church, when, man, it's not. His judgments are so good. Judgments are the expression of, a judgment of kings is an expression of the king's heart. And I never really thought about it that way before. But when someone pronounces a judgment, it's the overflow. It's the actual expression of their heart. And so the judgments of God are really good. In Psalm 36, verse 8, it says, "They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. For with you is the fountain of life, and in your light do we see light." Or in your light are things revealed to us. So basically in the place of revelation do we begin to start seeing what's really real, is what it's saying. So there's something about, to me, what the Lord's been saying is just when you abide and when you sit with Him, it's both of these things. It's the happiness, the fun, it's the joy, it's the overflow, it's the abundance, it's the, come and eat, come and dine with me, and then it's the serious, like the glory and the fire and the power. And when you come and just like be rooted and seated with Him and stay and linger, I feel like He's just like merging those things in an interesting way for me, and then He's producing fountains in those places. And fountains that don't have, they're limitless and they're endless. And it's just life, like who He is and what He wants to do. It's absolute, complete life. There's a, I write down, I believe it's Psalm 25 or Proverbs 25. In fact, I know it's Proverbs 25, verse 2. It talks about it's the glory of a king to hide a matter, and it's the glory of God to hide a matter, and it's the glory of a king to search it out. And I just feel like that's what he's inviting us into. That's what He's inviting me into. And it's not in a religious box kind of way. It's not in, there's certain camps of Christianity that want it to be the fire and the glory and the smoke and the intense, and there's other camps that want it to be the laughing and the joy and the goodness and the abundance and the overflow, and it's just both. And he wants us to search Him out and seek Him out, and not just in quiet time moments and not just service settings or atmospheres, but He wants us to encounter Him, just not unplug from Him. Just not unplug and keep staying and staying, and then take like quiet times and extend them, and just give them a chance, give them a room to come. But you got to come like to the end of you, and then let Him push out a little bit past that. And there's just such life. There's fountains on the other side of that. And when it's like I saw it, like He is putting, I'll be done here. It's like, for those that are willing to do that, it's like He'll bring up a fountain in that place of the secret place, like your heart, that you can drink from wherever you emotionally are landing at any given time. And it's just going to lead to so much good stuff. In Hebrews 12, it talks about running the race with endurance. I've done some endurance type stuff before. I've done endurance running. Endurance doesn't start until you've run out of you, until you've run out of your ability, until you've run out of your want to. So I've done endurance running before, and you can actually build up, like I built up to where 20 miles wasn't difficult anymore. And for some people, like 0.2 miles is difficult, and that's okay. We can actually build up to the point where it's just like 4 hours done, like checking in, checking out, and going home. And that's not endurance running. It may be for some people, but it's not for you. And somewhere around like 30 miles for most everybody, except the freaks, but around 30 miles. It doesn't matter who you are, what you built up to. Your body says, we're done, we're good, stop, not fun anymore, let's go home, let's eat pizza. We've already burned like 20,000 calories, we're totally good for the day. And that's the place like where endurance actually starts. And I've done that, I've done it physically, but it's like 10 10 minutes after I don't feel it anymore with the Lord. Now it's like, oh, now I'm in legalism, and oh gosh, now I just need to go stop. And he's not interested in me doing that. But it's not striving. You have to walk with him. It's not striving, but it's just running with endurance, and it's like pressing into him with endurance and going just a little bit past what you're comfortable with and allowing him to open up that next deal. Because he just wants to do so much stuff with us, so much fun stuff, and just spend time with us, and we haven't. It's like these times that I'm spending with him, it's like the continued thing is like, I don't even know who you are. Like, I think that was something I was singing on Tuesday morning. I don't even know who you are. Like I say I love you, and I do, and you're mine and I'm yours, and we are, but I don't even know him. Like, he does something or he takes a turn, it's like, who are you? Have we met before? Because you're not who I thought you were. And it's just like, he's going to keep doing that, and the more we'll press in, he'll keep doing stuff. And it's just like, who is this person? And you go like, come on, I'll show you. Because he's infinite, and even with the fountains, like when it's a true spring, you never touch the same water twice. So it's like if you had an infinite spring, you would never touch that same water. And that's kind of like the picture I was getting with him, is he's infinite. And so if you've seen it, he's got more, and it's almost like he's got better. And then you'll see that, and he's got more, and then he has better. And you'll see that, and it's just like, what do you even do with that? Well, you spend eternity around his throne saying, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. And then I'll say this, and then we'll be done. I feel like a preacher now. I have 2 false endings now. We've been talking a lot about disciple training, going out and being outside of a service. Right now, just disciple training looks a lot like not just being in a service, like Christianity outside of a service. And I was asking the Lord, why it's so difficult for me, and I think our culture, to just tell people who he is, and to interact with people and share, not share faith. I'm not sharing faith, I'm sharing who, anyways, that's the point. Sharing who he is. And it was like, you don't know me, and that's why you don't want to introduce me to people, because you don't know me. Like, if you really knew me, this wouldn't be a question. You don't have to convince people who are in love to go introduce people to someone they're proud of, and someone they love, and someone that's changed your life. And it was a real challenge, and it wasn't like in a condemning way, but it's an invitation of like, you don't know me, and if you really know me, then this thing would flow, and it would be real. And it's still a little strange and a little weird, and culturally, to just go up to someone and say, hey, how you doing? I'd love to tell you about Jesus. And they're like, oh, okay, awesome. But if we really knew who he was, and it was really a relationship, I think this thing would be a little bit easier. And so as we're walking through this disciple training and encouraging and kind of pushing to go out, to take it outside of this, it first has to start like in that secret place. Like you could do both. It's both. It's come and go. It's come in close and go out. But if it's a struggle to go out, ask the Lord, who are you? I don't really know who you are. Because if you go back, and we won't turn there, but if you go back into the Revelation, when it describes the throne room scene, and then it says the 4 creatures, they bow down and say, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. And it says, there's a line in there, I don't remember the verse, go look, it's right after they say that chorus. It says, because of their worship, it caused the elders to then respond, throw down their crowns and say, worthy, worthy, worthy is the Lamb who was slain, who's worthy of all power and dominion and honor and glory, that kind of stuff. It's like, man, it's really crazy that even in heaven, someone else's worship like triggers. It's like the dominoes. Yeah, it's an effect when one group worships, it like sends out waves, and it causes, and it makes other groups respond in worship. And in these kind of corporate things, like in your own life for sure, but even in corporate times, whenever you're out and you're talking to people, like where you are and where you're at with the Lord and how you're engaging with him actually like affects the things around you. so much we've all been trained, and I'm guilty of it, that it's like this side of the room's job to like make things available. But it's what if you came in and sat in the back and got exploded by God, and then it sets the room off, because it's like anyone can do that. You can walk anywhere and engage, go down for the throne, boom, and it always causes like a ripple, and it affects people, and the people get to decide what they're going to do with that. And that's all. This is even what happened when we were with the guy for dinner. Like, he's doing that, he's in that place, and it's causing, like, it's moving things, and we're just like, oh my gosh. And I'm so like anemic or so young in all of that, and you don't even know what to do, and that's okay. The Lord's okay with that stuff. A similar thing happened on Wednesday. Even when my dad was sharing, if y'all were here on Wednesday, when the Word started, or Sunday, whatever we were here on Sunday, the Word's moving, and it's like it throws everybody off, like, oh, okay, this is good, and then kind of by the time it's done, you're like all right with it, but we never responded to what was going on, and so I just want to encourage, be that person, going before Him and just expanding those tent pegs of your secret life with Him and see what He wants to do, and then even corporately together, we say all the time, that's why you guys are here. We're not interested in just church services. Like, if we're going to come together, it's to celebrate, it's to go places that we can just go corporately with Him. It's to worship Him, it's to lift Him up, it's to encourage one another. But man, it's so much more than a message and a couple songs. So even when we're in these corporate environments, like, be aware of what the Lord's doing, be present with Him. And if you see, if He's not moving on you, if He starts over across the room, engage with Him. I don't mean go over and be weird to that person. Just, Lord, you're moving that person. I'm ready. I'm here. Let's go. I'm in. Like, yes, sir. Sign me up. Let's get launched off. Instead of just observing, it's like, oh, that's so good. That Lord's really touching them because He wants to move on us. So that's all. I'll go ahead and pray and close. Father, we just thank You. We thank You for Your presence. Lord, we thank You that we never have to manipulate You, or we never have to contrive or be religious or try to stir You up, or that You're ready, that You're jealous. You're jealous for us. You're jealous for Your bride. You're jealous for the nations. And You are waiting for us. So I want to respond to that, Lord. I want to be just aware of You. I want to be with You. I want my life to be different because I'm with You. I don't want to fit You in to my schedule. I don't want to fit You in to my life, Lord. I want You to be my whole life. And so, Lord, I even repent, Lord, and I'm just sorry for where I've tried to fit You in to places with my heart, Lord. And we just ask, God, that You would come in and take every place. That You would, Your Holy Spirit, He's here with us. He dwells on the inside of us. We're a believer, and You say that He comes to remind us, to lead us, to encourage us. And so, Lord, we just even ask You that You'd remind us as we're going through our day, and we try to hit that groove, we just try to go on cruise control, or that You just prompt, and that we would lean back in, or that we just learn how to lean into You all day long. If we're at work, if we're sitting in front of computers, if we're taking care of children, if we're doing anything and everything, or that we just continue to increase in the leaning into You, even in the midst of the mundane. Lord, that You would just send Your goodness, Lord, Your glory, Your fire into those secret place times. Lord, we want all of You. We want everything that's available, Lord, everything that's in the Word, everything that You said You want to do. We want to know You, we want to meet You, we want to experience You, Lord, we want to encounter You, we want to walk with You. We don't want headlock knowledge, Lord. We don't want someone else's regurgitated stuff, Lord. We don't want processed food, Lord. We want the real. We want the manna from heaven, Lord. We want the fresh and the new, Lord, what You're doing right now. Lord, You're an endless spring. Lord, so we just want to jump into that place and see what we've never seen before, and go where we've never gone, and know You in a way that we've never known You before, Lord. And we can come in humility, knowing that You're the infinite, forever one. You're the God of the eternities of eternities. Like, we in our mind angelic encounters, Lord, those that you send as messengers to come aid the work that you've assigned to us, Lord. Just an awareness of what you're doing in our homes, in our living rooms, in our bedrooms, Lord, with our children and our workplaces. Lord, we pray that you show up so much while we're at work, or that you start messing with stuff. And like our friend, like the power goes out. Like it's just because your glory shows up as a heart's yielded before you, and stuff just starts to get fuzzy. Stuff starts to get thin. Or that our coworkers would have encounters with you just because we're sitting there aware of your presence and leaning into you as we're doing our work. Whether your presence would show up in offices and shift environments, Lord. Because you're bigger than culture. You're bigger than established environments, Lord, and that you is Christ that dwells in us. So we just put down those lies, those boxes, the categorizing and only here and over here, and this thing happens over here, Lord. And we just ask that you come and be in all of it. Everywhere that there's a believer, whether you just mix it all up. And that just that we know you. We love you, Father. Just thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you for joining us. If you would like to know more about our community, please visit our website at eastgatetx.org.